Welcome to Miami University. We're thrilled that you'll be joining the class of 2023, and we can't wait to meet you at orientation. My name is Liz Walsh, and I work as Assistant Director of Orientation and Transition Programs here at Miami. My colleagues and I work year-round to support new students in their transition to college. This presentation includes information about what you can expect during orientation, how to register for orientation, and some frequently asked questions that you might have. We hope the insights shared in this presentation will be helpful to you. During this presentation, I hope to share about orientation and transition programs at Miami and why orientation will be so important to your Miami experience. We'll talk a bit about the orientation schedule, logistics related to orientation, and what you should prepare ahead of coming to orientation. And then we'll talk about how to register for orientation, including what information our registration form is going to ask you for. And of course, we'll talk about some frequently asked questions. And if you have additional questions after this presentation, I'll share our contact information so that you can make sure to contact us directly. All right, so what's orientation about anyway? Well, in general, we hope you leave orientation looking forward to the start of your first year at Miami and feeling like you have the knowledge and resources to succeed inside and outside of the classroom. Orientation was designed with you and your successful transition to college in mind. Our staff here in orientation and transition programs is made up of 4 full-time professionals who strive to support student transitions every day. And if you call our office, you'll likely talk to Melanie first. She's ready and prepared to answer your questions about summer orientation registration and logistics, and any other questions that you have prior to arriving on campus. Orientation is focused on what we call the 4 C's. Each of the C's directly relates to what we hope you experience at orientation and getting you into that successful transition to college. I'll take just a minute to talk about each of the 4 C's. We'll start with confident, and these 4 C's are on your screen for you if you'd like to take a look. So confident. After attending orientation, we hope you feel more optimistic about your potential to learn and ability to succeed as a new member of the Miami community. We're so excited to have you here, and we can't wait for you to share all of what you bring to the table with our community. So at orientation, you'll begin to assume more control of over your own experience, and your parents or guardians will begin to shift into a secondary support role rather than a directing role of your life at college. You will set goals for your college experience, participate in academic advising and registration independent from any guests that you bring to orientation with you, and you'll work with an academic advisor to do that. And we hope that you step outside of your comfort zone and maybe meet another new person, whether that's a new student or our student leaders who are student orientation undergraduate leaders or SOLs. The next C is comfortable. After attending orientation, we hope that you feel at ease on campus, both with the physical space and the navigation of campus, but also with the campus climate, particularly in respect to the diverse identities that you may hold. We want you to be familiar with resources and support networks, services, or communities that will give you the best opportunity to succeed as a Miami student. You should also feel supported enough to reach out and access campus resources that you may need. The third C is connected. Through our orientation programs and welcome weekend, which you'll experience when you come to campus in August, you should gain a sense of belonging at Miami. This belonging might be developed through links with other new students, with faculty or staff, with the community of Oxford, and/or with the history and traditions of Miami. Belonging can also connect you to opportunities for involvement and leadership through residence hall communities, student activities, clubs and organizations, academic divisions or majors, athletics and recreation, fraternity and sorority life, or simply by attending events on campus. And last but not least, we want you to be curious about attending orientation and after attending orientation as well. We want to help you understand the Miami Plan, which is our general education requirements for liberal education, which you'll hear more about at orientation. And we want you to demonstrate a commitment to learning, exploring new ideas, pursuing intellectual depth, and contributing to the creation of new knowledge, perhaps through things like undergraduate research or presenting a new club or organization on campus. There will be time to engage in introspective reflection and community dialogue about values, character, and integrity at orientation. And in addition to self-discovery, we hope that you develop a global awareness and perspective on your place, relationship with, and impact on the world and its people, which seems really big, but is something that we feel really confident that you can do. Okay, so now that you've heard a little bit about orientation and transition programs at Miami, we'll talk about what to expect during summer orientation. While you're at orientation, we'll work toward you becoming more confident, comfortable, connected, and curious. Those 4 C's I talked about just a moment ago. Some of the ways you'll do that are listed on your screen. So while you're at orientation, you'll participate in small group sessions led by an upper class student leader known as a SOL. SOL stands for Student Orientation Undergraduate Leader. Your SOL will talk with you about their experience on campus and share important information for you to consider prior to coming to campus in the fall. Your group will also have other new students in it. Each group is made up of about 12 to 18 students. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with approximately 225 new students, as that's about the size of each orientation session. We have a social in the evening on day 1, which is a personal favorite of mine, that will have a DJ, lawn games, and provide a space to chill out and connect with the people who are at orientation with you. On day 1 of orientation, you'll learn about your academic curriculum at Miami. You'll hear from a faculty member about the value of a liberal education, hear from leaders of your academic college about the Global Miami Plan, which is what we call our liberal education plan or general education requirements, and college or major specific requirements that you can anticipate. And when I say college or division, I mean the College of Arts and Science, the College of Creative Arts, the College of Engineering and Computing, the College of Education, Health and Society, the Farmer School of Business, and Nursing. Then on day 2 of orientation, you'll have an individual meeting with an academic advisor from your college, and you'll schedule your fall classes as well. The academic advisor you meet with during orientation will spend time focused on your first semester. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about a specific 4-year plan like you may have done in high school, since this is likely to evolve with your plans and preferences over the next several years. However, you will get a fall schedule that will get you on the road to completing your degree, and you can meet with your advisor during the fall semester to talk about long-term planning. While you're here for orientation, you'll also sleep in a residence hall and eat in a dining hall. We expect all students, yes, even you commuters, to stay on campus during the one night of orientation. There will be multiple opportunities to eat in a dining hall as well. This is an important part of learning to navigate campus residence halls and dining halls, and logistically makes a lot of sense since you'll meet your SOL for breakfast at 7 a.m. on day 2 of orientation. Related to living on campus, those of you who are staying in a residence hall during the fall semester will receive information about your living learning community at orientation, although specific housing assignments won't be shared until late July or early August. Also at orientation, the Dean of Students office will talk with you about our campus community, including campus norms, student conduct, expectations we have of you, the realities of alcohol and other drugs, sexual misconduct, and other issues that can be obstacles to student success. And so that's a really important conversation that you'll get to have with your SOL and with the Dean of Students office. You'll also have an opportunity to create goals for your success inside and outside of the classroom, and you'll learn more about opportunities for involvement as well, which might mean that you think about joining a student organization or even visiting office hours or getting involved with undergraduate research. And lots of those things will help you develop your resume as well. So orientation will provide a time to think forward about what you might want in your college career. Your SOL also will have really awesome insights about these topics in your small group discussions. And at the end of orientation, you'll receive your student ID. Our pre-orientation checklist, we'll talk about that in just a few minutes, includes directions on how to submit an ID photo ahead of coming to orientation, or you can get your picture taken while you're here on campus. Family members, you are also invited to attend orientation with your new Miami student, and each student is welcome to bring up to 4 guests to orientation. We see that more than 90% of students do choose to bring at least one guest with them, and if at all possible, we do encourage a family member to join you as a new student. So you and your guests will spend about half of the time at orientation together, including learning about academic requirements. Please note, though, that the student will meet with an academic advisor and schedule classes for fall with that academic advisor. And family members, even though you won't be in that appointment, we are happy to answer your questions before you leave campus. We definitely don't want you to leave with any lingering questions that you don't feel are answered, especially about that course schedule. We think that this is a really important part of becoming a college student in terms of students being able to work with an advisor to advocate for themselves and to really think about what they want to get out of their college career. We will talk more about that in a similar presentation in May, specifically about the academic advising process during summer orientation. Family members, when you are not with your student, you'll have the opportunity to meet other Miami families, think about and explore what partnership between you and the university look like. We're both seeking to support your student, and so we want to talk with you about what the opportunities are there, and we're excited about that. And family members will also learn about the expectations that Miami has of students, what campus culture is like, and you'll also have an opportunity to choose breakout sessions that are the most relevant for you. So for example, you might choose to attend an individualized financial aid appointment. You might learn about getting involved on campus, what IT services look like. You might spend time in our campus bookstore or a variety of other sessions as well. And sessions for family members will be led mostly by Mark Pontius, who is the Director of Parent and Family Programs here at Miami. And he's a great resource for family members and serves as a point of connection between the university and parents of current Miami students. Let's talk about orientation logistics. We'll start with the schedule. The most detailed orientation schedule can be found on the Orientation and Transition Programs website. You can visit miamioh.edu/orientation to view that schedule. The schedule is also included in the orientation invitation publication included in the same email that included the link to this video. Your orientation session will take place over the course of about 24 hours. Plan to arrive on campus between 10 a.m. and noon on the first day of your orientation session and stay through about 12:30 p.m. on the second day of your orientation session. All parts of orientation are required for students. Once you arrive on campus, you're invited to attend a resource fair featuring about 40 offices and programs around campus. You'll be able to learn about opportunities that await you. The resource fair will also include a food drive for the local Oxford community. If you're able, would appreciate any non-perishable food donations and will donate those to the Oxford Community Choice Pantry on behalf of the class of 2023. The first speaking session of orientation will begin at 12:45 p.m., and we recommend arriving a few minutes early in order to get settled before the presentation begins. On day one of orientation, programming for family members will continue through about 8 p.m., while orientation programming for students will continue through about 11 p.m. Day 2 of orientation consists of separate programming for students and families, and you'll meet back up at the closing session of orientation, concluding at about 12:15. We do provide overnight accommodations for students, and it's required for you students. Family members may opt to utilize residence hall accommodations as well, and you can select that option through the orientation registration form. There is a cost associated with staying overnight, and that's $33.50 per person staying over in our residence halls. Since orientation programming is scheduled over meals, we also provide a $30 declining balance meal card to use at orientation for dinner, breakfast, and snacks. Any unused balance can be used at campus dining locations through the end of fall 2019 semester. Nearly all costs for orientation are already included in student tuition and fees. Orientation meals and on-campus housing for students, parents, and family members will appear as charges on students' fall tuition bills, for which payment is due in early August. Payment cannot be accepted at orientation. Closer to your orientation date, you'll receive more information about arrival and parking. We will provide a parking pass for you. Next, it's time to register for orientation. To register, you can visit our website, miamioh.edu/orientation registration. Registration for orientation opens on Friday, March 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and will remain open for registration and registration changes until 1 week before your orientation date. In order to register for orientation, you will need to ensure that Duo two-factor authentication is set up. More about that on the next slide. As I mentioned, you will need to enroll in Duo two-factor authentication in order to access any Miami portal. Duo enhances the security of your account by using a secondary device to verify your identity. Students, not parents, must enroll in Duo prior to registering for orientation. You will be prompted to enroll in Duo the first time you sign into any Miami resource after confirming admission, so it's possible that you've already done this. The easiest method for using Duo is a smartphone app, but texts and phone calls are also a possibility. For questions about Duo, visit our IT website at miamioh.edu/Duo or see the Duo guide by visiting miamioh.edu/DuoFAQ. The images on your screen are similar to what you'll see related to Duo. Contact the Miami IT Help Desk with any questions. You can reach them by calling 513-529-7900. They have 24-hour support. When you're ready to register for orientation, visit miamioh.edu/orientation registration. We'll ask a series of questions that will help us be best prepared for your arrival. We'll ask for your preferred name, information about college credit you might already have, including AP scores, even if you don't have your scores back yet, and you'll have the opportunity to confirm or change your intended major. We'll also ask you to note any special requests or accommodations we can provide to make your orientation experience the best it can be. Next, you'll be asked to choose an orientation session and an orientation date. Orientation session availability is determined by major and academic advising availability. There are plenty of spots for you in our orientation sessions, and we also ask that you be as flexible as possible with dates. Note that if you are trying to coordinate attending an orientation session with someone you know, for example, an anticipated roommate or a high school friend, you may see different availability from each other. The registration system will stay open for you to make changes, including date changes, up until 1 week before your orientation session. The registration form will also ask for information about any guests, including parents, who might attend orientation with you. If you're not sure yet, that's okay. Just remember to log back into the system before orientation to tell us who will join you, including any special requests or accommodations that we can make for your guests as well. After you're registered for orientation, your next step is to work on your pre-orientation checklist. The checklist can be found on the Orientation and Transition Program's website. Items on the list include taking the foreign language placement test, if applicable, submitting an electronic medical form, waiving or enrolling in the university health insurance, and uploading a photo for your Miami student ID card. You will also need to download a smartphone app called Mobile ID to access the residence hall room you will stay in during orientation. Specific instructions about how to access Mobile ID can be found directly on the pre-orientation checklist. Now I want to spend some time answering frequently asked questions our office gets about orientation and orientation registration. The questions are listed on your screen, and I'll spend some time answering each of these questions. The first one is, am I at a disadvantage if I attend a later orientation session? And the answer is no. Typically, this question is asked about advantages or disadvantages of course availability, and again, there isn't a disadvantage. We reserve seats in the most popular courses for each orientation session, so students at every session have an equal opportunity for course registration. This means that availability of classes is generally consistent at each orientation session, and that space in some courses may be unavailable whether you attend the very first or the very last session. Keep in mind, though we can't guarantee you all the classes that you want or the course times you may want, advisors will ensure that you leave orientation with a full schedule of courses that contribute to timely degree completion. The next question is, can I request a specific person to be my orientation roommate? And the answer is no. Your orientation housing assignment will be with or near other students in your orientation small group, so you'll meet the students you'll be housed with on the first day of orientation. remember that orientation is only one night and that little time will be spent in your residence hall room. If you attend the same orientation session as someone you plan to room with during the year, you can connect with them over lunch before day 1 begins or after orientation closing on day 2. Can I change my major at orientation? Yes, you certainly can. So since orientation includes presentations and advising specific to your academic college and major, please be sure your desired major is accurate when you register for orientation. You can change your major in the orientation registration system when you register for orientation and until 1 week before the start of your orientation session. Or you can make a change in person on day 1 of orientation. Note that students must be directly admitted to the Pharma School of Business and most creative arts majors, so those options are not available for immediate major changes. If you have questions about changing your major, please contact us. I'll share our contact information at the very end of this presentation. What if I'm unavailable to attend orientation in June? Well, if you're unavailable to attend one of the 16 summer sessions, you must attend on August 21st and 22nd and register for classes at that time. Registration for August orientation will open in early July, and complete program details are on our website, miamioh.edu/orientation. If I'm going to receive priority registration during the semester, will I receive priority registration at orientation? Well, if you're a varsity athlete in the honors program or registered with the Miller Center for Student Disability Services, you will receive priority class selection during most course registration periods. However, that's not possible at summer orientation. However, there is also an opportunity to meet with staff from the Miller Center for Student Disability Services, and honors and athletic advisors will be available to consult with athletes and honor students as well. I see a hold on my account. What does that mean? So when you see something that says hold or registration hold, when you log into your My Miami or Banner web accounts, that typically means that you need to complete a required university item before you can register for classes. Most new Miami students will see an advising hold and a health hold. These holds will not prevent you from registering for classes at orientation. The advising hold means you need to meet with an academic advisor, which you'll do at orientation, and the health hold reminds you to submit your immunization history, which is due August 1st. As I wrap up this presentation, I wanted to share some reflections about orientation from current Miami students. There are 2 quotations on your screen that I think speak broadly to what students experience at orientation. A student in the class of 2020 said, "I learned at orientation that it is all right to feel anxious about my transition to college. Everyone is feeling that way, but the most important thing is to take that feeling and allow it to empower you. The best things can happen when you are not as comfortable as you would like." And the second quote is from a student in the class of 2022, and this student says, "Going to Miami means more than just going to class. It means finding out who I am and how I can make a difference in this world." And both of these quotations really embody what we hope that you experience at orientation as well. We're so looking forward to welcoming you to orientation and to Miami. Last, I want to share our contact information with you. If you have any additional questions that we didn't answer in this presentation, please don't hesitate to let us know. You can call us by dialing 513-529-9771, or you can email us at orientation@miamioh.edu. Again, welcome to the Miami community. We're so excited that you're now a Red Hawk.